ever solo commentary I've done,
Mm.
so it was gonna be awkward, but I just made it even more awkward by talking about science the entire time. And not very well, I might add. I have notes out, but it was weird. It felt like I was trying to, like, it's something I just couldn't, like, I don't enjoy filming it anymore because it's so awkward for me.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, like, I don't want to, like, leave it unfinished, so I'm probably gonna finish anyway and then try again with a game that doesn't require as much thought
Yeah,
process.
there are a couple series I just straight up went, no, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like the Swapper is an awesome game. I love it, but I
Alright,
can't
that's how
talk while
that
I play
works.
it. So I was thinking I'd do something a little less thought, involved, like
Yeah.
Dead Space or something. Because I could do something like
When
that.
is this
Like I
person
can
even
totally
going?
do solo commentaries. I just can't do it while I'm talking about science or doing a puzzle game.
Okay, well, I wanted to see how that worked, but I don't even know what the hell direction this person is going. I think they're just gonna
This is
random.
me. Oh wait, no, you're not even on my team.
No, I'm
Killer's
on the ship with
running speed.
Melody something. Oh,
Running
fuck.
speed.
I like that I'm apparently not a pirate on the screen.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mhm.
Also, fair warning,
Yeah.
getting shot in this game is literally the most infuriating thing because you'll be like staring at somebody like, being like, "Come on, gun, reload faster!" and then they just like cap you in the face as soon as you're done reloading,
Yeah.
and it's the most frustrating thing, especially because you
Look at.
spawn below deck while the goddamn water is.
Yeah.
Also, run up to a fucking water is cold. You run
Yes.
up to the cannons, press E, and that's how you use them.
Yeah, I'd noticed that at least.
Whoa, you guys are really sinking fast. Holy
Yeah.
shit, we already won. How did
Yeah.
this? That was the quickest game of pirate ship. I wasn't even recording. Why was I not even recording?
Well, that's a. Well, I was at
Oh,
least.
hey, they did take out the pirates. What the hell is that? I guess they realized that the models were shit.
What in the hell? I'm in the air.
I've been up in the air.
What in the hell?
Out
Is this
my
like
head.
what? Oh, I'm watching the ship sink.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm pretty sure the ship should not be floating at this very moment. If you look at the,
No, no, this thing does not.
This-
It looks kind of Detroit, man.
I love how you use Detroit as an adjective.
Well, it's accurate. I mean,
It's definitely accurate. I've seen Detroit.
I play Final
Oh, God.
Fantasy 14 online with someone from Detroit, and I use that without thinking about it, and they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
all right."
A big
So
thing in Detroit I know was like dollar homes or whatever, where it's like a box, but it's an insulated box,
yeah,
something like that, and you can live in it. I also know that Deus Ex Human Revolution took place in Detroit,
yeah, and RoboCop.
and RoboCop. So
RoboCop
isn't there a
is
statue for RoboCop? Like
yes,
in
there
the-
is. There's a statue of RoboCop in Detroit. Funny thing is, there is a statue of in Philadelphia of Rocky Balboa, but there isn't of I can't remember his name, the actual like heavyweight boxing champion of the world, who is also from Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, one's well known, the other one's a boxer.
Well, one is I hate to say it, but one is black, one is an or one is white. You know.
Oh, well, it is Philly.
Yeah, and that's pretty much anyone I've ever met from Philly. I'm sure there's not all of them, but I'm sure
Yeah,
not
I
all
mean,
of them are like that.
I've been to Philly because my dad lives in New Jersey, or
Mhm.
yeah, New Jersey, and so like I usually fly out of their airport,
Mm.
and it's not the place where I'd want to live. It's definitely not as bad as Detroit, but it's pretty smoggy.
Funny thing is,
Like
this
it's
is
like weirdo.
the funny thing is this is actually the last thing you're supposed to do if you're actually in ship-to-ship combat is face your
Ram them?
side to the enemy ship. But
Yep, but that's
this is
the only place
boarding
the
maneuver.
cannons are for some reason. So you die! Oh damn it! I shot you. Bam!
Yeah.
Oh no, he's trying to knife us with his sword.
we may be completely sunken from my maneuver.
Oh, speaking of knives, actually, remember that story I was telling you about the roommate who had like knives in his thing and like haven't
Yeah.
seen it in 4 days? Well, I've got an update on that.
Oh, my bad.
And the story itself started out, semi-amusing, just like the way he was reacting, stuff like that. And then it took a horrible dark turn
Oh,
because the guy came back and he's like, "Yo, man," and stuff. Like he never explained where he was,
Yeah.
which is unnerving enough.
yeah.
And then, my friend smokes a lot, or he at least used to smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
And they were doing that in his room, I guess. And he laced him with some drug, and he was like panicking as shit. Like he forgot how to breathe. He couldn't swallow, and like he was like tasting stuff in the room with his limbs, and he was like severely freaking out.
Sounds to me
And
like
right, and the roommate
Yeah.
laced him with some weird drug, and that's not where it stops. The roommate also date raped 2 girls that night. And naturally, my friend is like, fuck everything about that. I'm moving out. And now he lives in the hall behind me.
Yeah.
But when he was moving out, he was acting like, a housewife trying to escape from her abusive husband. Like, he was looking over his shoulder every 5 seconds. He's like, brace the door just in case he tries to come back. And he was just taking all this stuff and throwing it into the bin, not caring where it landed. He just wanted to GTFO at that point. That's how crazy that guy was.
Yeah, that's just fucking nuts.
It's crazy. And then, like, when he realized that he was gone, the guy called him, and he's like, yo, Henry, where'd you go? He's like, oh, I moved out. He's like, oh, man, it's like something I did. He's like, like interrogating, like, well, did I do something? He's like, is there something wrong with me? And
I'm like, yes,
Henry,
motherfucker.
of course, Henry's like a big black guy. He's like muscular, stuff like that, too. And he's like, no, you're totally normal. I just was too
Yeah, it's totally cool, dude. Totally cool.
He was, like, literally horrified by this man who was, like, a skinny white guy.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Anyway, that's the update on that, and it was definitely a darker turn than when it started.
yeah, that's a bit,
Yeah, it's a bit horrifying.
like that, I'd have moved out and called the cops on him, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he should have called the cops, honestly.
I mean, then again, I'm one of those people who, when there's someone I don't like, I will do whatever is in my power to fuck them over, even if it, hampers me.
I do the exact same thing. When I find somebody I don't like, I turn into a total smartass. Did I ever tell you about Gary? Or Garrett Thibodeau?
Nah.
Probably shouldn't say his full name online, but at this point I really don't care. Alright, this guy's a total douche nozzle. You know the story. He's a total dick, football playing dick, stuff like that. He's bullying kids left and right, stuff like that. And I'd always be a smartass to him because I hate people like that, and I like to just fuck with them because one, they're not very smart, so they're easily offended.
Yeah.
And two, they don't really know what to say when you're a smartass to them. So they just like do stuff like shut up and stuff like that, like they make threatening poses.
Mm.
Anyway, so this guy was a total jock, and he also hated gay people to like a full extent. Not because of any religious thing, but well, actually it was part of that. But most of it came from because his girlfriend left him for another girl,
Yeah.
and that's the reason he hates gay people now. And one kid wanted to, he was finally comfortable with himself, I guess, and he wore like high heels and stuff to school.
Mm.
And he was a guy, so of course, I was fine with that. I never saw the guy personally, but apparently other people did. And Garrett apparently made a status on Facebook about how like Biloxi High is going down to the dogs because we're allowing queers into the school.
Yeah.
And of course, I was like, I'm not gonna deal with that shit. So what I did was every time I saw Garrett in public, no matter where we were, I'd pretend to be his gay lover.
Oh, you gotta.
I mean, like, his name is Garrett. I'd always call him Gary. I'd talk with a flamboyant accent, and I'd tell him how pretty he looks.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much, it was usually when he was with his friends. And I'd insinuate that we had past history together. Like,
Yeah.
I'd ask him, how's his mom doing? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'd even go, I'd give him a big hug in public, mainly because it was in front of teachers, and he couldn't hit me even if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
There were a lot of people on this ship.
Yeah.
I just realized, everybody looks exactly the same, and we're just scurrying along this ship like hamsters. But regardless, yeah, so I call him Gary. I'd always hug him. I'd say, hey, Gary, how's it going?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he went home every day to tell his parents that gay kid at school kept bullying him.
Well, you gotta.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
naturally. So, of course, that's how I usually deal with homophobes, is I pretend to be their gay lover.
That is the best way to deal with it. I mean,
It's pretty great. I mean, I'd blow him kisses, I'd wink at him, and just ask him, if he didn't, I'd tell him he's pretty.
Yeah.
And then if he didn't tell me I was pretty in response, I'd get, mad.
See, I had a friend and I who we had known each other for so long that there were pretty much no boundaries as far as we were concerned. We'd known each other since I think we were 8 and we were 20 or so, so it didn't really matter. There was nothing we could do that would bother the other person.
Right.
And occasionally we'd run into someone who is, a smidge on the incredibly homophobic side, and
Oh, yeah.
we would just start humping each other in a public, and they would start flipping their shit, and it's like, well, I
Actually,
don't...
that's what my friend Mark and I did. Every time I saw Garrett, it was just funny. Mark, he's one of those types of people who you'd think is gay in every possible aspect because he gives you no reason to believe he's not.
Uh-huh.
But he's straight apparently. He loves show and theater, stuff like that. He loves like dancing and stuff like that. He talks pretty flamboyantly. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But he's like, guys, I'm not I actually already told you this the first time we ever recorded. He's like, guys, come on, I'm not gay and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
it's the
I
funniest thing.
I told you about our about my friend, right, with culturally gay.
Yeah, he told me, and he's like,
Yeah, like what
he
you're
told me
working
he
with
said
there.
something. Like, I remember that. It was funny.
Yeah, like what you're working with, man. It's looking good. You
Oh my god. And
um
it's interesting. Like some people who do talk like that aren't gay, and no matter how many how much you want to believe they are, they're just not. And it's weird because
well
it's like they're like a stereotype of a gay person in every way, but it's either
well
they're pretending they're not or they're just not. And it's always confusing.
well a long time ago I had a couple gay friends of mine actually identify why a lot of gay men talk the way they do in the stereotypical way, which is apparently Buffalo, New York was a really big like haven for gay people in the in the late 80s and early 90s.
Right.
And a lot of gay people, as a result, you talk with the Buffalo, or with like I can't remember what area it was actually, but you talked with that area's accent because that's how people knew that it was okay and that you had been around and blah blah blah.
Right. Speaking of gay people, my aunt's boyfriend was actually telling me about a story of when he accidentally visited a gay bar. Because
That happens.
it was in the city. It was like a tiered building. You know, there was like one first floor,
Yeah.
second floor, third floor. There was a concert for one of the bands he likes on one of the floors, but the other floor like was a gay bar.
Yeah.
And I think it was the floor he had to enter on too. So he walked in, he saw all the speakers and the sound system. He's like, oh well, this must be the place. And there were people there. And then somebody came up. He was with flamboyant accent, but he didn't really catch on that it was a gay bar just because of that.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, how are you doing? Can I get you a drink? And he's like, oh well, sure. He's like, this is pretty great service. You walk in, people are offering you free drinks.
Yeah.
That's good. He sits down with a guy. He's like, so, what's your name? Stuff like that. He starts talking to him. He's like, oh no, my name's Steve. He's like, oh, that's cool. It's like he looks over the stuff and he's like, so, when's the band playing? And the gay guy just kind of looks at him. He's like, oh, you're here for that. And he's like, it's down. Like it was just so heartbroken that my game just crashed.
Yeah, I think mine did
but
too. I think the server crashed.
Oh, that's great. But like he was just like, he's like, oh, it's downstairs. Like he was so upset. I felt so bad. But he's like,
Yeah, see, I've never had a problem at all with anyone, wow, this is impressive. No, but never had a problem with anyone ever hitting on me regardless of one thing or another, because I take it as a compliment.
right?
It's like, gay guys hitting on me? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That
But
means
actually-
he thinks I'm attractive.
Which
Sure.
is a good thing, and I'll take what I can get. Thank you. But it's like my friend Greg, had a gay guy, hitting on him and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And he would say no and stuff like that. He's like, no, I'm not gay, but they were still good friends and stuff like that. And then this was actually a dick move, but Greg like pretended he was bi, and then went on a date with him for free food, which is not that's not something a cool guy would do.
No, no.
No, but
But,
he gave him a kiss in the end, which is fine. He's like, the guy took me out to dinner. Might as well give him something. I
Yeah.
felt bad. Like the guy was led on. It's a dick move.
I say, well, in all fairness, guys gotta eat, and I have known a lot
No
of...
money. So.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who have gone on the same type of date with women, where it's like, yeah, they obviously weren't interested, they just wanted dinner.
Yeah. Like, give the guy a kiss on the lips at least. I mean, you can buy to dinner. It's give him a handy or something.
Yeah,
Something to go
seriously.
home with.
Depends on the price of the dinner, because if it's like McDonald's, then a handshake is probably fine. But
Handshake.
if it's a nice restaurant and shit, then yeah, maybe a handy under the table.
Get a red lobster.
There are tiers here that you have to take into account because you never know.
Right.
I mean, if you're going out to a fancy place, let's face it, you're gonna have to put out. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I mean, you gotta give him something.
a guy blows $200 on dinner. Well, bend over and take one for the team.
Take one for the team, man. I mean, you got yourself into this mess.
But it's always whenever anyone, any gay person ever hit on me, it's always been well, no, sorry, I'm not interested. Thank you.
Yeah,
But-
thank you anyway, though. I'm very flattered.
Yeah. So thank you. I'm very flattered. I'm not interested, and I don't think the invite worked.
Right.
Or did I grab the
Nope.
wrong window? Nope.
I'm not sure.
But thank you.
I don't know.
Very
I
flattered.
always love gay people. They're always so cool and funny.
I've had a lot of friends, or gay friends, and it's really helped me realize over the years that there isn't a damn difference.
Right. Like I've never really down south. There's not really a lot of gay pride, as you can
No.
imagine.
No, you're not open
I
about it.
lived down there for 5 years, and anybody who was gay, like I've only met one guy who is like openly gay.
Hmm.
Everybody else, like they were like flamboyant, stuff like that. Obviously gay. Like I mean, not like flamboyant where it's like you're not sure, but like so flamboyant and so into everything gay people are like. Well, not like just dick, but I mean like style and fashion,
Cultural.
and hair,
It's
and like
culture,
shows
yeah.
and stuff like that. They're like you're gay, but I understand why you're not coming out because one, you live in the coast of the South,
Yeah.
so there's reasons.
Well, I had a friend who moved, or an old family friend who, was openly gay here in Maryland, where we actually have a very large gay culture.
Which is
And,
cool.
and he moved to Kentucky. And he basically was like, yeah, I made a mistake.
Yeah, this is a horrible decision. Kentucky is probably even more backwards than Mississippi.
Well, it's like,
Like,
it,
excuse me.
well, it's
I mean,
like,
like that general area.
the problem is, he would, run into, guys who would be like, yeah, sure, let's have sex. Then be like, and don't ever nod or talk to me in public, and you had to
Yeah,
go to church there if you wanted to exist in that community. So, like,
that's
so when you
horrifying.
see me at church with my wife and kids, don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. Oh
And
God, how do I mute people? I can't. There's no like player list.
I
I
think it's
don't.
under escape. Like,
No, there's no like player list anymore. Like, and there's like, oh God, his name's Applejack. He's giving. Oh, never mind. It's not the same person. Oh, is it? Is it? Oh God, is Applejack the kid? Damn it, he is. God damn it, son of a bitch. I'm disconnecting.
oh well, I guess I'll disconnect too.
Not
But
even joined it yet.
Can't even enjoy this game anymore because of that. Not the pony thing. Obviously, I know the pony thing. It's the whiny little kid who thinks he can 360 no scope.
I had some one the other day, and it was a game I was playing because they were like, or I made some minor My Little Pony reference,
Right.
like you like that. I'm
Oh
like,
man, you like that kind of thing? Like,
and
oh, I just realized what we could do. Oh my God, this is perfect. Why did I not think of this before? All right, I'm gonna stop recording for a second.
all right, I'll do.